Hello there, you scribblers, and welcome to my first impressions video of the Type 62 5.7 premium, well, not really premium, rare vehicle light tank thing. So, if I'm going to give my first impressions of the vehicle overall, it's going to be that, is this thing worth it for the 10 stages that you have to grind for it? Not really. However, I will get into more detail on that in a moment. So what are you getting for your for all of your hard time spent? So you're getting a 5.7 light tank. It is located in the premium vehicles, but it is not actually premium itself. Much like the ME262 that you're going to get, it is also not premium, except the 262 for whatever reason is placed in the regular tech tree. Again, I'm not totally sure why they keep switching this back and forth, but regardless. So the Type 62, much like the ME262, you get by completing 10 stages of either the aircraft or the tank events, respectively. Now, fair warning, once you get these vehicles, all of the vehicles, both of the vehicles you get are going to be completely stock, much like the previous two vehicles. So you're going to have to unlock all of these modifications either by grinding them out or by purchasing them. Luckily, I was supplied with some Eagles, so I purchased the modifications so I didn't have to go through the awful stock grind. So my first impressions of this vehicle are when it's fully upgraded, so keep that in mind. So without further ado, let's move on to the rest of the video. In the case of the Type 62, however, we've got something a little bit different. I actually have not even test-driven this thing yet. I was saving this for the first impressions, so without further ado, by the way, let's check the modifications. This does not get its Heat FS shell. You can see it's a battle rating 5.7 vehicle. It's a light tank, and as you can see, its armor is pretty much non-existent. This is to be expected, though. The Type 62 is a light tank, so despite having a very similar layout to the T-54 series, it is designed with mobility in mind. So let's check and see if that holds true in the test drive. As for ammunition types, you get two, I believe. You get the standard BR365A, I believe, and then you get the upgraded BR365D. All right, let's try this thing out. All right, I can already say the acceleration isn't too bad. Top speed feels a little bit limited on soft ground. This almost feels, I'd say, similar to a Tiger E in the way it handles, just with a much slower turret traverse. As you can see, the turret traverse is not particularly great, but that's okay. You can make do with that. Your whole traverse, at least, is very good. And 10 kilometers an hour backwards is quite decent. It's not fantastic, but it's not bad either. Like you can definitely use that to get out of trouble. Seems like, however, despite having a 70 kilometer per hour top speed, getting up to that speed is going to be quite difficult for it. You also get a 12.7mm Dishka, as you can see on the top, and you get a 7.62 coaxial machine gun. So, I can easily see this thing being more like a Russian Hellcat than anything else. It's got the 85mm with post-war ammunition, so despite not having Heat FS, this thing is still going to be quite a contender at 5.7. And I can easily see it doing okay at 6.7. The problem is that it's going to run into severe difficulties against King Tigers, unless it manages to get the side armor. 85mm doing what it's supposed to do. Doesn't seem to be any real difference there. So, yeah, first impressions are pretty good. This vehicle looks to be quite, I don't want to say average, but actually I will say average. This vehicle appears to be quite average. except in the armor department. The armor is garbage, but again, like I said, this is a light tank. If you're expecting armor on a light tank, then you come to the wrong place, pal. Now, whether or not this thing is actually going to be useful in battle, we'll just have to go and see. Actually, why don't we go ahead and do that right now? Alright, so it looks like we got our first battle here, and this one's going to be on Eastern Europe. Let's see how well we do. What am I thinking I'm going to do here? I'm probably going to take the Type 62 up and see if I can try and get up here. Either that, or I'll probably try and take it around here. I don't need the BR-365A. Only need a couple of HE rounds just in case. And then we'll take... I think we'll take 5 APCR rounds. Yeah, we'll do that. And then we'll take 15... we'll take 20. Sounds are flipping the fuck out. Alright. Well, that didn't take long for people to recognize me. On hardened terrain, it seems to be going quite quick. Oh my goodness. Talk about versing absolutely everybody. Getting up hills, it seems to be a little bit slow for a light tank. I would expect that sort of thing from a heavy tank, to be honest. I can tell you what, though, this tank just feels heavy, despite it being a light tank. And because this thing is so lightly armored, expecting this thing to be able to take any sort of real punishment is going to be a problem. Come on. I can see you on the corner right there, buddy. Probably want to elevate the gun a little bit. The muzzle velocity on these shells doesn't seem to be all that great, to be honest. But ooh, hang on. One thing you will have to get used to is the reload. The reload on this thing is not particularly great. Got him. Hey, I'll take it. So we got the zone. That's good. Oh. Hello there. Alright, we got the Panzer IV. Oh, hi. It doesn't look like they were quite expecting us to be here. Just so you guys are curious, I'll show you guys my post-game results. Not a lot. Granted, though, I was 5th place. I didn't do fantastic. That guy got an ace game, though. Good on him. Alright. Abandoned factory, huh? Okay. So, what I think I might do is I'm going to spawn north, and I'm going to try and flank around this factory here. Or flank through the factory complex right up here. Make sure I take off my winter camouflage. I don't need that on. Oh! Ah, that's a problem. Yeah, he's got me. Toss some artillery in. Yep, that didn't work. I will have to admit, though, this thing does look quite cool. Although I think a lot of the massive amount of Type 62s you're going to see over the next few days are just due to people getting them and figuring out whether or not they like them. So far, I don't know if I'm blown away by the vehicle. It's cool, but it's I don't know. It's one of those vehicles that could be very, very cool, but it's something that just hasn't quite impressed me that much yet. My real question with this vehicle is, why would I play this over the T-3485, to be honest? Because the T-3485 is a lower battle rating, the ammunition is just fine for what you're doing. Oops. Oh, the capsicle was over here for some reason. Ammunition is just fine for what you're doing. And it's easy to get. Even the AI can be quite deadly to me, so I've got to be careful. Oh, crap. It's an M18. Got him. Oh, that's a Sherman Firefly. Ah, crap. Damn it. Alrighty. Okay, so like I said, so far I'm not blown away by the vehicle. Do I think it's worth all 10 of the stages? To be honest, not really. If this thing was 6 stages, I think it would be very much worth it. For what you get for 6 stages, but for 10? For all that effort and grinding? Yeah, I'm not convinced that this vehicle is worth it, to be honest. Which is a real shame, because I know a lot of you out there who are watching this video have either gotten it or are close to working towards it. For those of you guys who said, yeah, there's no way I'm going to be putting that much effort into getting a premium vehicle, or into getting a rare vehicle like this, I don't think you're missing out on much, to be honest. It's not a terrible tank, but it's not great either. So, it's just good. Like, it's okay. That's my impressions of it so far. The poor gun depression... Again, I'm not really much of a fan of Soviet vehicles, or Chinese vehicles. The poor gun depression is a real big problem with most Soviet vehicles. Reason being that it prohibits you from being as flexible. The mobility on this thing is okay, but it's no better, I think, to the T-3485. And the T-3485 is much easier to get. Also, you have the issue of this thing getting up-tiered a lot. I know people are probably asking, well, what if this thing got Heat FS? Do you think that would make any difference? I don't think so, to be honest. Heat FS would really only serve to up-tier this thing into other battle ratings. I mean, I guess at 6.7 it wouldn't be too bad with Heat FS, but I don't think it would be... I still don't think it would be all that worth it, to be honest. Again, I think what hurts this thing the most is the fact that the mobility isn't different. It isn't so good that it's like an M18. I was hoping this thing would be more like an 85mm armed M18 Hellcat, but it's certainly not that. It feels like a light tank. It's much heavier than an M18, and you can feel that in the way it handles. It handles fine, like it's nimble, don't get me wrong, but unless you are ridiculously nimble, you're not going to be dodging shots anytime soon in War Thunder. Just the way it is. But yeah, my overall impressions of the vehicle, is it worth it? Not really. Not for 10 stages. which is a shame. And it looks like, what is that? M18? Hopefully he does not see me. Please don't see me. Again, I think this is gonna be, this vehicle is going to be a lot of, please don't see me, and then you kill them. Somebody out there. It's another M18. 2 M18s. At least the thing doesn't have any issues dealing with M18s, but then again. But yeah, overall, my impressions of the vehicle, not really worth the effort. I mean, it's nice to have a rare vehicle. And for those of you, like, tank collectors who are collectors of vehicles who are just like, I need to have absolutely everything. This isn't, it could be far worse. I'll put it that way. I'm just saying it's not going to blow you away. I think his ammo rack's right there. Yeah. Well, just kill the last guy anyway. I think. Don't go into that, you dumbass. Oh no. Probably gonna accidentally kill him. Yep. There's artillery there. Yeah. Probably should never have called that artillery down in the first place, but people just don't seem to understand. I'll better apologize to this guy. Alrighty here, so we made grand total of 21,000 credits. Not really a lot. So, and counting that accidental team kill. So, like I said, overall impressions, it's okay. Is it worth the 10 stages? Not in my opinion. But is it a relatively fun vehicle to take out every once in a while? I guess. So yeah, I think that wraps up my general first impressions of the Type 62. I hope you guys have enjoyed this first impressions video. I'm going to be doing a separate video on the ME262, so stay tuned for that one. That will probably be coming out either later today or tomorrow. It depends on how much time I have between working on the Unicorn review and a few other errands I got around today. So, I appreciate you guys watching. This has been Many Miles Away. Keep your tracks checked, keep your bonnets in place, keep it around in the tube, and I will see you guys in the next video.